Good morning, students. Now coming to remaining modifications. Already know some modifications in previous class. There are total 8 different kinds of root modifications in plants. One is storage roots, 2 prop roots, 3 stilt roots, 4 nematophores, 5 velamin roots. Now coming to sixth modification. This is parasitic roots. Parasitic roots. This is sixth modification. Now seventh modification. This is nodular roots. Nodular roots. Seventh modification. And final eighth root modification. This is photosynthetic. Okay, photosynthetic roots. In this way, there are total 8 modifications. Now coming to one by one. First, parasitic roots. Students, some plants dependent on another plants for their nutrition, either completely or incompletely. So the plant which depends on another plant for their nutrition, that is called parasite. This is parasite. It depends on another plant for their nutrition. Similarly, the plant which provides nutrition to this parasite, the plant which provides nutrients to this parasite, that is called host. Okay, plant depends on another plant is called parasite. Plant that provides nutrients to this parasite is called host. These parasites, they also produce some specialized root systems. The special root system present in these parasites, that is called parasitic roots. Parasitic roots. And these parasitic roots are also called hostorial roots. Hostoria or hostorial roots. Okay? These parasitic roots, they penetrates into the xylem and phloem of the host plant and they trap the nutrients from the host. So, to trap the nutrients from the host, these parasites, they produce some special kind of root systems. Such root systems are called parasitic roots or hostorial roots. Okay? At the same time, depending upon the part of the host where the parasites are dependent, based on the part of host from which this parasite trap the nutrients, parasites are divided into 2 types. Okay, parasites 2 types. First type of parasites. First category of these parasites are called stem parasites, and second category is called root parasites. These stem parasites, they are dependent on the stem of host. Similarly, root parasites, they are dependent on the root of host. So based on the part of the host where this parasite traps the food materials and other nutrients, parasites are divided into 2 types. Some parasites, they are dependent on the stem of host, they are called stem parasites. And some parasites, they are dependent on the root of host, they are called root parasites. Okay? Again, based on the type of nutrients absorbed by this parasite from the host, depending upon the nutrients that trapped by the parasite from the host. Again, parasites are divided into two types. Root parasites divided into two types. Complete, okay, and incomplete. Complete stem parasites, incomplete stem parasites. Similarly, root parasites are also divided into complete root parasites and incomplete root parasites. In this way, parasites are divided into two categories depending upon the type of nutrients absorbed from the host. Some of them completely dependent on the host. Some of them incompletely, means partially dependent on the host for their nutrition. But what is the difference between complete parasites and incomplete parasites? Complete parasites, they completely dependent on the host, means for food and water and also for minerals. Okay. The parasites which are completely dependent, completely means for three types of nutrients. What are three types of nutrients? The parasites which are dependent on the host for food, water and minerals. Such parasites are called complete parasites. Okay? Complete stem parasites, one of the best example, Cuscuta is one of the best example. This is complete stem parasite, Cuscuta. Similarly, what are incomplete parasites? These parasites contain leaves. They have the ability to prepare their own food materials by photosynthesis, but they are dependent on the host only for water and minerals, not for food material. Okay? Incomplete parasites, they are dependent on the host only for water and minerals. That is considered as incomplete parasites. Some of the best examples for this incomplete parasites, one is viscum and the other one is loranthus. Viscum and loranthus, they are a type of incomplete stem parasites. Incomplete stem parasites. Similarly, some parasites, they are completely dependent on the root. They are called complete root parasites. Example, some of the example, Vorabanki, okay, Belanopora, okay, and Rafflesia. So Rafflesia is one of the complete root parasites. Rafflesia, it produces largest flowers in plant kingdom. This is one of the incomplete root parasite which produce the largest flowers in plant kingdom. That is Rafflesia. Vorabanki, Belanopora, Rafflesia. These three plants, they are completely dependent on the host, especially on the root of host, so that they are complete root parasites. Similarly, there are some incomplete root parasites, and one of the best example, this is Striga and Santalum. Striga and Santalum, they are a type of incomplete parasites. Okay. What's the difference between this complete and incomplete parasites? Incomplete parasites no leaves, so that they are dependent on the host for food materials, water and also minerals. But incomplete parasites, they contain leaves, have the ability to prepare their own food materials by photosynthesis, but they are dependent on the host only for water and minerals. That is the difference between complete and incomplete parasites. Students, now coming to the most important point. In case of complete parasites, okay, their custodial roots are penetrates into not only the xylem and also into the phloem. The part of the hostolia that enter into the xylem to trap water and minerals. that enter into the phloem into traps food materials. But in case of incomplete, okay, in case of incomplete parasites, their hostile roots they enter into only xylem, only xylem, because food materials can prepare and they are dependent on only water and minerals. So that complete parasites their hostile roots enter into the xylem and phloem also. But in incomplete parasites, these enter into only the xylem because they require only water and minerals. They have the ability to prepare their own food materials by photosynthesis because they contain leaves. These are parasitic roots. Okay. Now coming to nodular roots. Students, in some members, root systems they contain very small nodule-like structures, especially legumes. The members belongs to family Leguminaceae. They contain or is also called Fabaceae. The members of this Fabaceae members like pea and groundnut and bean. In this type of legumes, root systems they contain very minute round shaped structures, nodular structures. That is called nodular root system. For example, this is the taproot system of leguminous plants. Taproot system of leguminous plants. Okay. These leguminous plants contain some amount of round shaped nodule-like structures. These nodule-like structures, such roots are called nodular roots. These nodules they are also inhabited with a prokaryotic, okay, very important, prokaryotic and aerobic and rod-shaped nitrogen fixing organisms, that is called rhizobia. Rhizobia. This is nitrogen fixing prokaryotic aerobic rod shaped nitrogen fixing bacteria, that is called rhizobia. These root nodules are also contain a pink colored pigment system, that is called leg hemoglobin. Leg hemoglobin. So this leg hemoglobin is present in root nodules. This leg hemoglobin it protects the nitrogenase enzyme of this bacteria from over concentration of food. It protects the nitrogenase enzyme from over concentration of O2. So this nitrogenase enzyme of rhizobia is protected by a pigment system, that is leg hemoglobin. So this leg hemoglobin it serves as oxygen scavenger. Okay, oxygen scavenger. So due to presence of these root nodules and rhizobia, leguminous plants they are used in crop rotation to improve the concentration of nitrogen compounds by nitrogen fixation. So this bacteria it can converts atmospheric nitrogen into NH3 ammonia. This process is called nitrogen fixation. This nitrogen fixation enrich the soil by nitrogen compounds. Such type of root system is considered as nodular root system. Some of the examples leguminous plants or Fabaceae plants like pea, groundnut and bean. Okay. What is nitrogen fixation? Conversion of atmospheric dinitrogen into ammonia. That is called nitrogen fixation. What is the importance and purpose of this nitrogen fixation by these bacterial cells? Nitrogen fixation to enrich the soil by nitrogen compounds. So that these crops they are also used in crop rotation and also grown as green manure. This green manure can improve the concentration of nitrogen compounds. enrich the soil by nitrogen compounds. Okay, this is nodular roots. Now coming to the last type of root system, this is photosynthetic roots. Okay, these photosynthetic roots are also called assimilatory roots. Photosynthetic roots are also called assimilatory roots because they help in assimilation of food materials. You know, in some plants, roots they become green and flattened and leaf-like, and also maintain photosynthesis. Such roots are called photosynthetic roots. The roots which become leaf-like and which perform photosynthesis and which contain chloroplasts and are green and flattened, such roots are called photosynthetic roots or assimilatory roots. Some of the best examples for this assimilatory roots: Teniophyllum. Okay, Teniophyllum. This is one of the epiphytes belonging to Orchidaceae. This is one of the epiphytes. Here, shoot system is completely absent. Aerial roots they become green and flattened and maintain photosynthesis. But in case of Tenospora, okay, in case of Tenospora, aerial roots, but in case of hydrophyte, Trapa, submerged roots compensates the leaves. Means here leaves are absent, root systems they maintain photosynthesis. So these help in assimilation of food materials. They help in assimilation of food materials. Students, they are the remaining root modifications. For example, this is Teniophyllum. Stem is reduced and shoot is completely absent. And this is green flattened leaf-like root systems. Green flattened leaf-like root systems. Okay, these roots, the green flattened and leaf-like roots that perform photosynthesis. This is the diagram. This is the diagram of Teniophyllum. Okay.